Hello, viewers. I hope you all are fine. My name is Shana Fatma, and my partner is Mr. Kazmi. We were assigned to make a review reaction video on Medea play by Euripides. So, you can see on the screen is a modern adaptation of the Medea play by and it's directed by Megan Slater. We are going to comment on the scenes of the play, so let's start. So you can see on the screen, it is the modern adaptation and the play performed before 1 year. And the first scene of the Medea play setting is not very well defined because it was a tragic play, so they must show the tragedy to add some tragic music as well as the thundering clouds, the blinking lights on the stage to show the tragedy of the Medea's life. And the act of the nanny is seems sorrowful. She seems sad, and the body language is fine.
I wish the longship Argo never passed that perilous channel between Symplegades. I wish the pines that made her mast and oars still waved in the wind on Mount Pelion, and the gray fishhawks still nested in them. That the great adventurers never voyaged into the Asian sunrise to the shores of the morning for the golden fleece. But then my mistress, Medea, would never have seen Jason, nor loved.
So here is the nurse again, as she is a woman, so she most likely to be sympathetic towards media, so she does well. Also, her hand gestures and face impressions allow us to stick to the play.
My friend.
They say she is dangerous. Look at her eyes.
She is a witch, but not evil. She can make old men young again. She did it for Jason's father. Well, all the people of her country are witches. They know about drugs and magic. They're savages, but they have a wild wisdom.
Poor soul. It hasn't helped this one much.
I will look at the light of the sun this last time. Someone is here. I did not know I had visitors. Women of Corinth, if anything has been spoken too loudly here, consider that I believed I was alone, and I have some provocation. You have come, let me suppose, with love and sympathy to peer at my sorrow? I understand well enough that nothing is ever private in a Greek city.
The entrance of the Medea should be shown in the spotlight. She seems not sorrowful, it's just shown the revenge from her body language. The costume of the Medea shouldn't be that much subtle. The costume should be shows the sorrow. She should be looking disheveled. She was just taking sympathy from the people to ruined Jason's life. And the costumes and the body language of the three ladies were fine.
Abate your pride. These people will not be with you where you are going. Medea, woman of the stone forehead and hate-filled eyes, I have made my decision. I have decided that you must leave this land at once and go into banishment with your children. return home until it is done.
You mean banishment?
Exile, banishment, go where you may, Medea, but here you abide no more.
I with my children?
I will not take them away.
Because we have suffered evil, we must suffer more evil? Death was my wish!
Huh?
In this act, the setting is just according to the context. What happens here is the king who orders Medea to leave this place with her children, and their reaction is so obvious. The only thing we found odd is that the children who are in the text were shown as kids, but in contrast, they are grown up in the video adaptation.
What she has done. Not I, not by my will, she and my children are exiled.
Is there another dog here?
So, Medea, you have once more insulted and affronted the head of Corinth. This is not the first time I have seen what a fool anger is. You might have lived here, happy, secure, honored. I hope you would if you could behave just a little respectful towards those in power. But you, it doesn't matter what you say about me. The rulers are sensitive. Time and again, I've had to smooth down Creon's indignation, and you, like a madwoman, like a possessed imbecile, wag your head and let the words flow again. You never cease to speak evil against him and his family. Well, now you've got it. Count yourself lucky, Medea, not to get worse than exile.
In this act, Jason came to Medea and convinced her to stay in the castle and secure their children's future, because when he marries with the Corinthian king's daughter, he became double powerful and he can do everything for their children. But as we know, Medea is a selfish lady. She was not agree. Talking about the setting, when the Jason came in front of Medea, the music and lighting should be prominent. Like music shows some thriller, and Medea should be shown more arrogant, with tears. Jason's costume was fine, but it can be more charming. The body language of Jason is helpless in front of Medea.
There is no fairer greeting from friend to friend. Hail and rejoice, Medea!
Rejoice. It may be so. It may be I shall rejoice before the sun sets.
Medea, what has happened to you? Your eyes are cavernous, and your mouth twitches.
Nothing. I'm quite well. Fools trouble me. Where are you traveling from, Aegeus?
From Delphi, where I went to consult the ancient oracle of Apollo.
Oh, Delphi. Did you get a good answer?
An obscure one. Some god or other has made me unable to beget a child. That is my sorrow.
So here comes the Aegis, who is all set to abandon Medea with her children. The interesting thing here is the character depicting Medea is so good at acting. She looks suspicious and in no ways looks regretting what she did. That shows how she is apt to make the destruction. Also, I want to comment on the nurse who is more desperate than Medea and looks like she is more attached to Medea after knowing all the bad things she did. She still cares for her, and the children listening to the conversation curiously shows how they are afraid to leave the royal palace.
I will be mixed with him. children. It is evening. See? Evening has come. Come, little ones, into the house. Evening brings all things home. It brings the bird to the bough, and the lamb to the fold, and the child to the mother. We must not think too much. People go mad if they think too much. No! She's hunting me!
So, okay, in the second last scene in this act, when Medea saw her children, she shows flawless love for them. She convinced them to get in the house and murdered them. And in the play, we can see Medea shows love for them, but she also should be shown with sorrowful tears. Although she was a mother of them, the act of nanny was fine. She was helpless and stuck. She don't wanted to kill the children. Talking about the setting, curtains should be fallen automatically. The background music was so slow at the time she murdered her children. The music should be thriller and shows the tragedy with the light and music. The red light was fine, and the children must be shouted for the help. Of course, they were sensible enough, and the screaming of Medea pitch tone was very fine. The dialogue delivery was very fine and clear. The tone of screaming was regretting, but she was not accepting this regret in front of Jason.
No!
Let me touch their dear flesh! Let me touch their hair!
No, they are mine! They are going with me! The chariot is at the gate! Go down to your ship, Argo, and weep beside it. That rotting hulk on the harbor beach run dry as strand, never to be launched again. Even the weeds and the barnacles on the warped keel are dead and stink. That is your last companion. Sit there and mourn, remembering the infinite evil and the good that you made evil. Now I go forth under the cold eyes of heaven. Whose weakness despising stars, not me, they scorn.
The last scene we chose is almost comes at the end of the play. We can see Jason weeping because Medea killed her children. This scene perfectly shows the events after a catastrophe. Medea has achieved her goal and Jason is crying. Because this is the end of the play, so it should be interesting as it is. I have found no issues in here except the lighting in the start, which is not good and it gives a very bad reflection. And also the music, which is more like a romantic one, They should have been replaced by a thriller one.
So, this is the end. Thank you for watching this video from our side.